Okay, we're back. Now we're going to see what we can do. We just finished the Serendia storyline, which means we're going to be going now to the Calfian side. But before we go to Calfian, we're going to go here to Heidel, the capital of Serendia, and buy ourselves a little bit of gear. Also talk about a couple of things that I didn't really talk about. We haven't done anything. We've had our main quest gear. That's all we've been using just to get through. Just focus on the main story. And by the time you get to go to Calfian, you can go back here. You'll have about enough money. We should have enough to get some better gear. Really what we're looking for is more AP, your attack power. Awakening AP is your secondary weapon. Just a quick reminder, if you don't know, awakening weapons, they take also a part of your main weapon's attack power. So it's always good to have these around the same, just so you have more attack power in your skills. Speaking of skills, let's go here to the storage manager. I actually haven't spoken to him. We're going to skip this cutscene, this introduction. I'm sorry, sir. And then we're going to sell the bars that we've had from the questing and all that stuff. And we're going to go into pressing K, the skill tree that we have available to us. We see how many skill points we have. We have 139. You get skill points from doing quests and also just killing monsters. The fastest way to get them is from killing monsters. And it will recommend you all these different skills. Your skill tree is fairly large on most classes, and it can be a little bit confusing, but that's okay. Honestly, my recommendation for you guys is to test out the different skills available to you, see which ones do damage and which ones don't, and just continue using and putting points into the ones that you feel do more damage. And eventually, if you get to the point where you want to really learn your class, a good starting point would be looking at your class Discord. I'll have links down in the description for every single class Discord so that you can get us more associated with what the typical class skills that you should be getting are. And honestly, the best way to learn a class is to find someone who is already well versed in the class, who is a veteran of that class, who's been playing for a long time, probably has high gear score, and has been PvPing a lot. Usually PvPers know their classes better than pure PvEers just because they know the ins and outs of what that class can do. So you want to find someone like that and have them, ask them a couple questions about what skills to be using, what skills to be locking, which we'll go over really quickly. Skill locking: if you hover over a skill, for example, this skill, you don't like it, you don't think it's useful, but it kind of messes you up because you use it accidentally, you can click this little lock icon and you won't be able to use that skill anymore. Simple as that. What most classes kind of tend to want to do is go to evasion here and lock this skill. This skill makes you roll. It's very horrible in PvP. It's very slow and will get you killed. In PvE, it's actually not that bad, but most classes have a dash that will allow you to do the same thing. Essentially, this one has a super armor. Some classes have an I frame, invincibility frame, so you take absolutely no damage when you use it. So yeah, I would definitely lock the evasion. We'll probably use our skill points a little bit later. It's not really that important for us right now. We don't really need it at this stage of the game. We're level 27 just by doing main story quests. I do recommend just focusing on the main story until we get sent to the Medaya region. But we have a little bit more time to go until we get there. So we have a couple things in our inventory. We haven't sold anything yet. I've kept everything we've had. It's very noticeable now that the monsters at around this level don't drop a lot of stuff. They drop very few items, so that if you don't have pets from the get-go, it doesn't feel so bad anymore. That's a very good change. And if you finish the First region story, you get a free pet, a dog, I believe. I believe there's 2 more free pets you get for doing the main story. The next region, actually, once we finish that, we get a pet. In the region after that, we'll get a pet as well. So 3 pets, plus if we go to our Black Spirit Safe. Our Black Spirit Safe is where all the attendance rewards will be sent. So if you have no room, don't worry. Everything will get sent here. Your daily payment for just logging in also gets sent here. Your family fame, the higher your family fame, you get paid a little bit more money every day. So this is where everything goes. Your Black Spirit Adventure, I'll go over in really quickly. But first we want to see we get a free pet just for starting the game. So it's another free pet. So essentially we now have 4 free pets that we get. You can have up to 5. Very, very good. And Black Spirit Adventure is something you want to be just clicking every hour, 3 times a day. So Black Spirit Adventure you can go and access from the menu. And you saw I already clicked it once. You just click this button and it will go to a certain point and then give you that item. This item will be sent to your Black Spirit Safe, where you can pick it up if you wish. And then in another 60 minutes or an hour, we can roll again 3 times a day. And usually resets at the midnight hour in NA, or around 6 a.m. For Europe. So we had a pretty good one actually, 500K. This is worth. We'll take that actually because we want a little bit more money to buy the item that we want. So we took some blackstones. The blackstones I'll go over really quickly. Blackstones are used to enhance weapons and armor. This is very useful for you early on. We don't really need the weapon blackstones right now. We're actually going to sell these really quickly just to get a little bit more money. Let's see what else we can sell. All of these things we can sell. All the armor they've given us from questing we can sell as well. We're going to keep the armor blackstones. Oh, it doesn't have full durabilities because I used it. That's fine. We'll repair it later and then sell it. Alright, so we're going to sell this. We want money straight away, so we're going to sell it directly to this person for 475K. There we go. We have 400K after taxes. And let's sell all these helmets. Sure. Someone wants them in price. We don't mind. We don't mind. Just put everything listed. If there's an order for like really close to the price, I just sell it. It's not a big deal. This one has 154 listed at min price, so it's going to be a while before that one sells, I think. Magic Crystal of Perfection. Actually, we'll keep that one. We might actually use it. We'll sell it to this poor guy who's trying to just save a little bit of money. 21 will give us 4 mil. There we go. And then if we manage warehouse, we go to our inventory and put the money that we have in our inventory into here. We can now search for the item that we want, which is a Liberto. If we go to Liberto crossbow here, we will look for a plus 15. Plus 15 Liberto goes for 10 mil, essentially, and will give us 58 more AP. It's a very good item starting out. The plus 15 version is abnormally low price for what it gives you. 2 crystal slots and pretty good accuracy and AP. So we're going to buy that. It's a lot cheaper to buy this type of item than to enhance it yourself. So now we basically got what we wanted. We can equip it, and now we're from 31 AP up to 89 AP, which is a huge burst of damage now. And remember, this main hand AP transitions into your awakening AP. So a part of this AP will influence the damage from your awakening skills. Of course, if you are a new player, you don't have awakening yet. It's just for Archer, they're specifically the only class that starts with awakening already unlocked, at least partially. So just keep that in mind. If you're a new class that's not Archer, you will just have your main hand and your offhand weapon. You won't have awakening until you hit level 56. This is when you can start your quest line to unlock your awakening. And that's pretty much it for now. Let's actually also talk about the challenge tab really quickly. Events are very prominent in Black Desert Online, and they give you a lot of items that just can be transitioned into gold or silver for you guys. So a lot of things are going to be confusing though if you're a new player. You don't know what's good to keep or what's good to sell, and that's understandable. So we're going to go and take these choco sticks and this wrapping paper. This is an event that's happening right now. Loyalty is for the loyalty shop. We'll go over that really quickly. The level 10 and level 20 rewards, I suggest you stay and keep these in the challenge tab and don't actually claim them. They give you skill points, and skill points are going to be very useful for when you hit the skill point cap. It's going to be very difficult after a certain point to get skill points, so this is very valuable later on in the game than right now. You don't really need that many skill points right now anyway. There's a combat reward that gives you 20% boost for an hour or for combat XP and skill XP as well. You can use that every day. There's also the blood frenzy that you can use every day. This allows you to choose one of 4 scrolls. One is a 100% combat XP boost for 2 hours, so it's 2 scrolls for 1 hour each. You can choose a 200% scroll for 1 hour. You can choose the equivalent skill XP percentage boosts as well. These are less good. Usually what you want to take is a mercenary experience 60-minute 200%. So take this every day. Gives you a little bit of contribution points, and 3 of these can be combined into a 600% combat XP bonus for 60 minutes for an hour. So essentially, if you're a very busy person, you have a family, you know, you only have maybe an hour or two to really play at night after work, after the kids go to sleep, this is a godsend for you because it allows you to collect these scrolls every day just for logging in and then combine them, and you essentially grind 1 hour one of these days and make up what 3 days worth of grind will do. So instead of doing 1 hour every day for 3 days, you can just do 1 hour one day with the 600% scroll, and you make the same amount of XP essentially as you would save time, which is very good. So just keep those. Take the 200% 60-minute ones every day. Make them into 600% scrolls every 3 days. And then once you're ready to go grind on the weekends or whenever you have time, you can use them. Now, scrolls like this, the item collection increase scroll, increases the trash loot and items that drop from mobs. This sounds great to use, but unfortunately, I don't really think this is something newbies or new players should be using, because this is highly, highly sought after at higher levels of gameplay, at higher end game areas, because the potential of this scroll to make you insanely more money at end game than right now when you're starting out is just immense. So you want to just keep these hidden in your storage, just collect them. They give them out a lot during events, and you can kind of tell because the market goes crazy when high level players get their hands on these for free. It's crazy. A lot more items get sent to the market because they're grinding a lot more accessories get put on the market, so on and so forth. So you want to just keep these until you get strong enough to actually benefit from them. So we're going to just keep this here, not actually claim them. If you don't claim them after the event is over, nothing happens. It just stays here in your challenge reward tab. Nothing really happens. The loyalty tab, I'll talk about really quickly. If you look at the Pearl Shop, you know, you have the money items and then you have the loyalty. So if you look at the loyalty items here, there's a 53 scroll, 530% scroll here. This is the best thing you can buy with loyalty. It's unbelievable. I do recommend you take this as soon as you can. So if we take the 100 loyalty now, we'll be able to buy this for 53 loyalty because it's 1 loyalty each. You can do it 53 times. And this is a scroll that lasts for an hour and gives you 530% combat XP bonus as well as skill XP bonus. It's huge, but You don't want to be using this until you hit level 61, because hitting level 61 as a new player is very, very easy. You don't even need to grind. We're just going to quest there, because questing is very powerful now to help you level to 61. Once you hit 61 though, you're going to have to grind to hit 62 and 63. 62 is not too bad if you have these scrolls and the mercenary scrolls that I talked about and all those helping you get there. But yeah, it's going to be best if you just save these scrolls, trust me. And don't waste them on trying to level an alt character. I mean, you can do that, but I really just don't recommend it. Just save them for your main character to hit 62. It's the best way to use these scrolls, or 63 even. There's other stuff you can buy with loyalty, of course. The best thing, I think, honestly, would be, where is it? The one-day loyalty value pack. So if you're running out of value pack, you have no money to spend on value pack, you can't get value pack off the central market. 2 weeks worth of loyalties will get you 1 day of value pack to be able to sell your items. So whenever you sell something, it will stay in the market. It's only when you collect the money do you get taxed. So if you sell an item and then wait to take all your income after you pop this 1 day value pack, you can still make good money. And that's what a lot of people do who do free to play BDO. There's another pretty good use of loyalty, which is wait. 50 LT, it will be 35 days worth of loyalty. Inventory is also pretty good. One inventory slot is 10 days of loyalty. It's not that bad. Artisan memory is okay as well. 4 days of loyalty if you need artisan memory. Artisan memory, if you don't know, will increase the max durability of an item recovery up to 4 times. So if a really expensive boss gear takes 1 fragment to repair, 1 fragment is usually like 1.5 mil right now, and it would cost you 1.5 mil to repair 1 durability. But with this, you can repair 4 for the price of 1. So it's increasing your efficiency by 4. It's pretty good. It's obviously sold for real money. But you don't really, need to do that. You can just use loyalty if you really need artisan memory. But most people that I know don't really use artisan memory anyway. And that's pretty much the only things I would use loyalty on. Some storage for your cities is another good option, honestly. Camisole Blessing for 1 day is okay. Camisole Blessing increases your energy recovery by 2. If you don't know, energy recovers every 3 minutes by 1 energy. So with this, you'd recover 3 energy every 3 minutes. It also increases item drop rate by 20%. It's not too bad. It's actually great to use for gathering. And if you're going to be grinding a lot for that week or that day, they give this a lot as well for free events and stuff like that. So not super necessary. Book of Combat, never spend money, never spend loyalty on this thing. You can actually buy this from the central market. This always gets sold for 75 million silver for 15 days worth if you need this. This gives you combat XP plus 100% and skill XP plus 50% for 24 hours of using the book. You can actually use it on different characters as well. And that buff will stay as long as you don't log into that character if you want. It's a good buff. Definitely not super needed unless you're really going for like level 62, level 63, stuff like that. Like I said, hitting 61 with questing is just the way to go these days. And yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to go over at this stage of the game. I'll come back when we get to the end of the Calphian storyline, where we get to unlock a lot more features of the game, and I'll go over what you need to do then. See you then.